Yeah, unfortunately, the real estate industry has been plagued with scams for decades and decades. And one of the things that we are currently seeing right now in York and Adams counties is our scammers are targeting vacant land. So, what these scammers are doing is they are posing as the owner of record of these vacant parcels of land, and then they're contacting real estate agents and getting real estate agents to list those properties for sale because the real estate agent believes they're actually speaking with the owner of record on the property. These scammers have become so sophisticated. So they are creating fraudulent documents, whether that be fake passports, fake driver's licenses from other states that match the owner of records information. And it appears by all cases to be the owner of record when it is actually not them. So, what they have done is they'll get the realtor to list the property for sale in the hopes that they will go under contract and eventually get to the settlement table and abscond the funds from the unknowing buyers who thought they were purchasing the property from the actual owner when they did not, and now they've lost thousands of dollars in what would have when they thought they were purchasing a vacant parcel of land.
That's so crazy to me. So the person that's, not the owner, that's posing as the owner to sell, do they have to show up in person to sign over documents?
So that is a great question. So in real estate transactions, you are able to do things electronically. And that is the problem. So that's the number one thing that when we are talking to our real estate agents is if this owner of record is not willing to meet with you in person or show their face in either a Zoom platform or any type of FaceTime, any type of communications where you be able to physically interact with one another like we are right now, that's a big red flag that they are, potentially a scammer, and they come up with some very reasonable reasons as to why they're not able to meet with you in person. They're battling cancer, they're in the hospital, they're older senior citizens, are not used to technology, they don't know how to do those different types of technological platforms to meet with you. But huge red flag is if there are reasons why they can't meet with you in person and they won't show you their face on any type of these Zoom communications, they're probably a scammer when it comes to vacant land.
Oh, man. So, I mean, obviously, my heart goes out to the owners of the land that's essentially having it taken from them, but then also the buyer. Like, the buyer thinks that they're going to get this parcel and maybe build a house or, do something with that piece of property, and, like, if it comes to light that, "Hey, this wasn't a legit transaction," are they able to get their funds back? I mean, is it just gone?
So that's, a really great question. So fortunately, we have been lucky here in York and Adams counties that these scams have been stopped before the money has exchanged hands. In one of the cases, I know it was one day before settlement, before they discovered that the person who they thought was the actual seller was not. But there has been a pretty highly publicized case in the state of Connecticut where the seller of the property was working with an attorney. So everything seemed above board, and the law firm was scammed and thinking that they were working with the actual owner of the property to sell it. So they sold it to buyers, it went to settlement, the new buyers started constructing, went through the permitting process, were constructing, had the frame up on their new house, and then it was discovered by the actual owner of the property that there was a house being built on his vacant land because he lived out of state, and when he came back into town, I believe for a class reunion, he found out from one of his high school friends that there was a new house being built on his property. He had no idea. So, in that particular case, they had to take down the new construction, return the land as is. I mean, there was some serious financial consequences outside of just the land purchase that happened there on behalf of the buyers. Now, I don't know the formal results of that. I assume they filed with their title insurance to help cover and, retain some of those funds back, but just a huge, huge legal mess, all through unknowing parties, so just awful what happened there.